We all see the coincidences in The Simpsons and strange future predictions happening. Now I wonder if there is more to this. But there are lots of strange shows where we can start to question predictive programming or subliminal messages. Let's take for example the show American Dad, because this show has numerous very accurate predictions. My personal opinion, of course. And they are way too much to speak of a coincidence to my personal opinion, but this we will discuss further in the video with some clips to show what I'm meaning.
Nice meeting you, Mr. Rosberg. I'm out of here.
Whoa, the wedding's about to start.
Yeah, look, I lied. I'm not an orthodontist.
That's okay. You can work for my greeting card company.
I'm also not Jewish.
You'll convert.
I'm not even human.
Who is?
I'm not even human.
Who is?
Let's take for example this episode from 2016 and notice which underlying message is given in the cartoon. Because the last years our elites who think they are God are talking a lot about combining humans with machines.
Destroy our target when a drone flew over us and took it out. I know. I sent it. What? I wanted to eliminate all human error. I was afraid you'd make a mistake. And well, machines don't make mistakes. I wanted to eliminate all human error. I was afraid you'd make a mistake. And well, machines don't make mistakes. So if you think machines don't make mistakes, you haven't seen Herbie Goes Bananas. Herbie's plan worked perfectly, Smith. He won the race, the town was saved, and everyone learned to love again. But if you knew you were sending a drone, why also send us? Because I too am a human that makes mistakes. But don't worry, I'm working on that. Soon I will be a real robot. Because I too am a human that makes mistakes. But don't worry, I'm working on that. Soon I will be a real robot. Then will you be happy, Papa Geppetto?
Nothing will make me happier than to see my human boy become a soulless robot boy. Than to see my human boy become a soulless robot boy.
So humans should become robots? Because humans are inferior to machines? Because I really have to say this is the vibe that I'm getting from these cartoons, and it's not only in this episode.
I used to love post-mission happy hour, back before machines took our jobs.
If they're only going to send machines into the field, what's left for us to do?
I'm sure they'll need people to maintain the machines.
You're right. They'll need people to water them, feed them, pick them up from the airport.
I'm not doing squat for any machine. Unless it's a squat machine, in which case I'm doing 3 sets of 12.
Now this reminds me of the World Economic Forum, Dr. Yuval Harari, and his book.
What do we need humans for? Or at least, what do we need so many humans for?
Do you have an answer in the book?
At present, the best guess we have is keep them happy with drugs and computer games. The idea of the social credit is to monetize everything, to give value to every single thing you do in life. It has positive potential in some regards. Most people will be willing to give up their privacy in exchange for much better healthcare based on 24 hours monitoring of what's happening inside their bodies. This is the end of human history. Not the end of history, the end of human-dominated history. History will continue with somebody else in control. AI can even write a new Bible. All the other books of the other religions, humans wrote them. But our book, no. It came from some superhuman intelligence. Human rights are just like heaven and like God. It's just a fictional story. Companies like Apple and Google will have tons and tons of data on your body, on your most private affairs and conditions. We humans should get used to the idea that we are no longer mysterious souls. We are now hackable animals. By hacking organisms, elites may gain the power to re-engineer the future of life itself. In order to collaborate on a large scale, you need to convince everybody to believe in the same story. The engine of history is stories. And they don't even need to be true.
Or let's listen to some more of our secret elites, like BlackRock CEO Larry Fink, or the WEF World Economic Forum founder Klaus Schwab, who all our politicians apparently obey as if they were the gods.
I could argue in the developed countries, the big winners are countries that have shrinking populations. Okay, that's something that most people never talked about. You know, we always used to think shrinking population is a cause for negative growth. But in my conversations with the leadership of these large developed countries that have xenophobic immigration policies, they don't allow anybody to come in. These countries will rapidly develop robotics and AI and technology. But as a promise of all that transforms productivity, which most of us think it will, we'll be able to elevate the standard of living of countries and the standard of living of individuals, even with shrinking populations. And so the paradigm of negative population growth is going to be changing. And the social problems that one will have in substituting humans for machines.
Let's listen to that part again.
In substituting humans for machines.
I'm so happy this is all a conspiracy, right?
It's going to be far easier in those countries that have declining populations.
The fourth industrial revolution will impact our lives completely. It will not only change how we communicate, how we produce, how we consume, it will change actually us, our own identity. And of course gives life to such policies and developments like smart traffic, smart government, smart cities. What we will see is that everything will be integrated into an ecosystem driven by big data and driven particularly by close cooperation also of governments with business, civil society. And this revolution will come at a breathtaking speed. It will be like a tsunami. And actually, it's not just a digital revolution, it's digital, of course physical, it's nanotechnology, but it's also biological.
So I have a lot of faith in the Epstein class to turn us into biological robots which they can control and do whatever with them what they like. And of course they will surely respect also the human rights.
Human rights are just like heaven and like God. It's just a fictional story.
Or let's listen to Bill Gates.
This is a bit scary. It's completely new territory.
I mean, will we still need humans?
Not for most things. We'll decide. We'll decide.
I mean, hosting a talk show, definitely. You're gonna need...
Making the mRNA is really easy and really cheap. And that's the magic of this thing. But there's no doubt in the next 5 years, we can, we just need to mess around. There's a lot of lipid nanoparticles, and some are very self-assembly. And some are very self-assembly.
And some are very self-assembly.
This is nano construction. I don't even begin to understand how far ahead of where we thought our technology was.
The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
And then we have another crazy billionaire, Bill Gates, says there's too many of us. His thing by 2030 is to depopulate the planet. And I just wondered, are we part of the population that he wants to There's too many of us. And he says it. And people go, it's a conspiracy theory. This is a conspiracy theory. He said it. Bill Gates, you go see it on YouTube. He says one of the goals by 2030 is to lower the population of the planet. And one of the ways to do that is using vaccines. It's like, what? And people go, no. That's a conspiracy theory. So he said it! You can go see, he said, yeah, but it's a conspiracy theory to think, you know, he meant what he said. He meant it! He's doing it! And it's working!
First, we've got population. Now, the world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
Ah, what's that?
That's true, Sarah.
Do whatever you want to me. I'll never talk.
I don't need you to talk. Your friends already gave me everything I need to execute you all.
Just kill us and get it over with.
And end your fun so soon? But why would I do that? When I got this!
Oh, God. How'd you get that?
You dropped it in the king's chamber.
Ah, what's that?
That's true, Sarah.
But you already know everything.
Your friends don't. The truth serum will force you to tell them it's your fault they got caught. And it's your fault the bodies are going to be ripped apart by yaks.
I won't tell them.
Do you want to know the names of the yaks? Yakusto, Yaki-O, Yaki-chan, and Yaki-yak. Don't talk yak. Do you like the names I came up with for my yaks?
You've been trained for this stand. Fight the serum. Oh, God, they're the best yak names I've ever heard.
He's ready.
Now, who's Jackson?
I'm trying.
Fine. Your job was to memorize all the best escape routes out of town.
I got it. Just one more right turn and we are...
Jackson, you idiot, you led us straight into the red light district. Quick, ditch the car.
You boys want to slide into my tunnel?
Back off, harlot.
I was talking about my secret tunnel that leads outside of the city. You seem like you were in danger.
Hooper, you were on safe houses. Get us to one. On it, follow me. Trapped in a super futuristic Thai prison. This is all your guys' fault.
What did we do?
Well, why don't we start with Dick, who's so bad at technology he can't even take a photo with a phone. And Jackson, instead of getting us out of town, you led us straight into the most congested part of it. And you, taking us to Burger King for political asylum?
You say that like I took us to Del Taco. Okay, dumb idiots. Interrogation time. Now, one of you has to stay behind because I only have 3 torture cells. Technically, we have 4, but we can put one into a hangout room so the chill zone for the guards. You know what? It's not important. You 3, come with me.
Nobody talk! If they start zapping your testicles, just try to fall asleep.
And you're such a good head of hair.
What? What's wrong with you guys?
They drugged us, bro, with truth serum.
Oh, no, tell me you guys didn't break. You talked, didn't you?
I did, Stan. I talked, I sang, I acted some of it out. The missile, the inhaler, and the CIA. That one was hard to act out, but the little guy, he got it. Man, he got it. He's amazing at charades.
It is my fault, because I didn't figure out an escape route like I was supposed to. I was too busy cruising the red light district.
No, it's my fault. Instead of looking for actual safe houses, I spent the day bird watching.
No, it was me. I can't even make my phone work. Remember when my wife and kid left me? They told me it was because I was horrible to them, but I know it was because I'm bad at computers.
Your friend here has something he wants to share with you.
You maniac!
Maniac? That's a good name for a yak. We must buy another yak. To the yak dealership!
Stan, what was that precious half-man talking about?
It's my fault we got caught.
What is that?
You know I've always said Bullock determines the rooming list? He doesn't. I do. I have a point system where I reward you whenever you're nice to me or say something thought-provoking, and the winner gets to room with me, and I make sure Dick never rooms with me. And I wrote it on this sheet of paper along with our hotel info, which fell out of my pocket in the king's room. And that's why they were waiting for us at the hotel. You're never gonna break through that wall with a spoon, Dick. Ah! Did anyone order an awesome rescue? Bullock, what happened to you? Something that should have happened a long time ago. Now, climb aboard. Let's get the hell out of here.
Of course, I'm sure I'm seeing ghosts or I'm completely paranoia. Or maybe this is because of my 2022 Palm House experience, where I was abducted to Austria with a fake trial because I accidentally exposed an Austrian-style Epstein story. But I certainly didn't get a subliminal message out of this cartoon from 2016 that humans are inferior to machines and we maybe should be replaced. Of course, I'm also never, ever sarcastic.
We are being ruled by sadistic criminals. All of us, the whole world, every nation, okay? A gang of demented psychopaths rule over us, and their solution to being caught doing psychopathic things is to murder us. To murder us. So, I just want to know why, Charlie. I want to know why the decision was made to murder Charlie Kirk. A decision that very clearly had to be approved by Charlie's friends. That's all I have. I want to know why. I think we deserve to know why. And instead, we're going to be sued. I guess, is this going to be the pathway forward? You're going to start murdering more people in broad daylight for knowing? Is that our consequence? Is that like the slave consequence? Is that like, catching a slave and cutting off their limbs for knowing that you're evil, for finding out, for us understanding what we have known from the moment that we saw Charlie die and people started peddling out excuses after excuse why we weren't allowed to look into this? I think all we want to know is why. We want to know what that slave did wrong. I think that's fair. I think we just want to know what he did wrong, okay? Because that email, that checks out. Yeah. Secret Service, the FBI, the DEA being involved, why this plane, the quote-unquote Egyptian plane, landed into Wilmington, that checks out. So I guess to our government, what's the next move? Like, are we just going to keep spending hundreds of millions of dollars trying to see how much money can be spent on a psychological operation to convince people not to believe their own eyes and to convince people to accept the Fed slop, to convince people that Charlie ate 3,000 pounds of energy coming at him? Can we know why? We just want to know what he did. I want to know what Charlie did. I think about this. It is like, what did Charlie find out? Charlie found something out. That's it, guys. Charlie found something out and it cost him his life. That's the truth. Okay. Charlie knew something. And whatever it is big and it is ugly. And deep down, I think we know what it is. I think we all kind of know what it is.
Did he find out this maybe?
It's nothing new that if you're in the intel agencies, you want to try and get as much blackmail on powerful people as possible. Easy, not hard. And this is no longer just speculation. First of all, the evidence that shows that Epstein was a creation of either Mossad, Israeli intelligence, American intelligence, Saudi intelligence, or maybe he was just a hired gun. Maybe he was just the guy that countries would go to and park a couple $100 million and say, hey, can you get one of the members of the royal family with a 13-year-old so we can get them to do what we want to do? Members of Congress are actively being blackmailed. The Epstein playbook is being used on a daily basis. Jeffrey Epstein was not a financier. He was not a hedge fund manager. Jeffrey Epstein was a key player in a multi-decade blackmail operation against the most powerful people on the planet.
How did these guys not know this was taking place?
So I've been to Israel many times. The whole country's a fortress. When I first heard this story, I still had the same gut instinct that I did initially. I find this very hard to believe. I've been to that Gaza border. You cannot go 10 feet without running into a 19-year-old with an AR-15 or an automatic machine gun that is an IDF soldier. Right? The whole country is surveilled. And so let me just kind of go through this. We don't talk about Israeli politics very often, and most Americans don't know this. The last 9 months, Israel was on the brink of civil war. It's not an exaggeration. This judicial stuff, there were hundreds of thousands of Israelis taking to the streets because Bibi Netanyahu was basically redefining the Israeli constitution. That's not an exaggeration, right? He said the judicial branch has too much power. There were protests planned this week against Netanyahu, where they anticipated tens of thousands of people to take to the streets. That's all gone, Patrick. Netanyahu now has an emergency government and a mandate to lead. I'm not willing to go so far that saying that Netanyahu knew or there was intelligence here. But I think some questions need to be asked. Was there a stand down order? Was there a stand down order? 6 hours? I don't believe it. Israel's the size of New Jersey. When I took a helicopter ride from Jerusalem to the Gaza border, it's 45 minutes. Wow. 6 hours. They're live streaming the killing of Jews. Did somebody in the government say stand down? That is a legitimate non-conspiracy question. The whole country is the IDF. But the fact is now Bibi and the Israeli hard right government has a mandate. I got to be careful the way I say this. They're going to try to ethnically cleanse Gaza. Yep. I mean, I don't use that term lightly, okay? They're talking about basically removing 2.5 million people from there, okay? And honestly, they have a mandate to go seek justice and revenge. They do. My plead to Israel is be precise, be focused in your retaliation.
If they do overreact, I'm more coming from a place of thinking this was intentional. If they don't overreact, then this wasn't intentional. Meaning, if all of a sudden you see an all-out annihilation...
What do you mean by intentional? That they knew it was going to happen?
I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say beyond the fact that we are being ruled by sadistic criminals. All of us, the whole world, every nation, okay? A gang of demented psychopaths rule over us, and their solution to being caught doing psychopathic things is to murder us. So...
Of course, I'm very curious to find out what's your opinion about this subliminal messaging and mind control topic, etc. Please leave it in a comment and like and subscribe if you want more content like this. And please also share the video because it greatly helps the channel.
Days, weeks, and even years ahead of the news cycle. AlexJonesLive.com is tomorrow's news today.